Hi guys, Spend $23 here. Welcome to today's episode. We're going to be upgrading Dr. Dollars' deck. Finally. So I actually upgraded this in a stream. We were doing some live streaming as he was level 2. Everybody wanted to see him go to level 3. So these are the upgrades which I did live in the stream, which I've recorded. Now what I'm going to do is put on the right hand side the Nemesis card to each of these cards that we're upgrading. Maybe that'll help you guys out. Now obviously I won't put air troops versus the ground troops. That goes without saying. So let's crack right on with this, and we'll start off with our knight, whose nemesis I would say has got to be the Larry army. Can be a big pain in the ass for the knight, which is why you always want to be following him up with a witch or, for example, a bomber. It does actually help archers. Archers will just about get him through a Larry army. So that's leveled us up now to level 3. Increase hit points on our towers. Archers, nemesis card got to be the bomber. They'll go down straight away under pressure from a bomber. So you want to try and keep your archers at the back if possible. Keep them not pushed up right behind your giant, otherwise if they get hit by a bomber, they're gone. Bomber, now I have put this one as an air troop because this is pretty much everybody tries to take out your bomber with minions. So that is pretty much what you're going to be facing most of the time. Witch, definite nemesis card is going to be the Valk. People will always drop a Valk right next to your witch, rendering her skellies completely useless. Few swipes and she's down. Best way to counter the Valk is using your knight, which is why I like to use a double meat shield, get a knight in behind your giant. Giant, again, suffers badly with the Larry army. Always follow your giant with a bomber or a witch. But remember, if it's a bomber, your giant is still going to be very susceptible to minions if you're up against somebody who's using minions. So witch is definitely my favorite card to follow the giant. If you can get a knight in behind your giant to protect your witch from a Valk, then you have pretty much the perfect line of troops, which is only really going to be taken out by a rocket. Musketeer, she has a big difficulty when she gets hit by 4 barbarians. 4 barbs at once, not her favourite day. They just surround her, she goes down, she can't reload quick enough to take those down. I don't like meeting barbarians, which is why bomber is always going to be useful when you're sending out your musketeer. Fireball, no nemesis card really to a fireball. You'll notice in a minute I'm going to show you some replays how I sometimes use my fireball. A fireball is a waste of elixir unless you absolutely need to use it, or there's one other occasion when you might use your fireball, which I'm going to show you in a second. Now I can't upgrade my arrows again after this, because if I upgrade them one more time, look, that would take me to level 4. We're at 93 now. Another upgrade on the arrows, which I can do. I do actually have enough cards to do it. Another upgrade would give me 10, would go over into level 4. So we're going to not bother doing that. We're going to stick at level 3, see how high we can get as a level 3 now. Doc Dollars goes to town. So let's take a look at a replay and how best to deal with this deck. Now I think first up we're going to deal with hogs and balloons. Good way to deal with hogs and balloons. You might not believe this, completely ignore them. We'll see that in a second. Now there is a reason you can waste your fireball. Look, right now I fired my fireball at a tower because I'm simply taking some damage off his tower and I know I'm going to get that elixir back. Also gives me another card ready. I've now got a full elixir. That is only really worth doing at the very beginning, or if you're taking out a tower when the time is running out. At no other time you need to do it. I'm now pushing on from the hog side just because he's sent the hog, and he's dropped a free spell, so I've dropped in some extra archers as well. Now the balloon on the left hand side, I'm going to completely ignore that, or if I wanted to, I could put my musketeer slightly closer to the balloon, keep it on the right hand side and shoot it down, but I'm not going to do that because I've decided I'm going to go on a full on push. I know that balloon can't take out my king tower. It's only a level 1, even as a level 2 first out of the gate like that, it wouldn't have taken my king tower anyway. Now already on this first push, this guy's in serious trouble. Giant Larry, great idea, but it's way too late. He's not going to be able to stop me. There it goes. The bomb doesn't even go off. That's Doc Dollars smashing a level 7. I think it was a level 7. Was that level 7? I forget now. Keng Huo taken out by Doc Dollars. Let's take a look at another one. This is going to be balloons and goblin barrels. Now, goblin barrels, again, you can pretty much ignore them, but if you are ready to do a push, you might as well push from the goblin barrel sides. The goblin barrels come over to the left. I'm going to push from the left. I could have pushed from the right, but the balloon was a little bit late. I wasn't going to wait for it. Again, I'm going to kind of ignore this balloon, but I've put my musketeer just to the left. It can shoot the balloon, but it will push along with the rest of my troops. I do not want to attack both towers at the same time. Complete waste. The way to win with this deck is by pushing with brute force all the way to the tower. Now, it would have been ideal if I'd have had a second meat shield right now. If I'd have had the second meat shield behind the giant, that is my knight, then the witch and the musketeer would have taken down this tower. But I didn't have him ready, didn't have enough elixir. Doesn't matter, I've softened up the left-hand side tower. Now I'm just waiting to decide. So I'm now going to push from the right, just drop some archers. Going to make sure that I don't quite lose that tower. I don't mind sometimes softening up both towers, then it gives me the option later to push whichever side his major attack comes from. Then it doesn't matter which way we're going to go. So I've distracted the dragon using my knight, following up with my archers and my witch, take down that dragon. Bit of a problem, barbarians. Now, he's dropped those barbarians too early. He should have waited till my witch was in range of his tower. So my witch has managed to survive all of that. Bad placement of the barbarians by Toby. And my giant has now got to the tower. He's going to really struggle to stop this now. Bomber firing at the tower, witch firing at the tower. Now I've equalized the towers. They're both pretty much damaged. Right hand side tower better. I'd prefer to push on the right. And he's fired the goblin barrel to the right. So that's good news, everyone. So I'm going to push from the right. Doesn't matter that I've lost my tower. Remember, with this strat, we're only going for 3 crowns, so we don't have to worry too much about losing. We're just using our side towers as protection, so we don't want to lose both. Now, this dragon, he is going to take down this tower, and so, especially with this balloon. But I know already, I've got the momentum now. This balloon will take the tower, but it won't take my king tower. So rather than try and defend it, if I start defending now, he will start placing troops and he will get me. But he's now fired a goblin barrel. Now I will send a witch just to make sure that he doesn't get my king tower. But it's too late over at the top, look. My giant, too many troops on his king tower. It's going down. There we go. Another 3 crown against the level 7 for Doc Dollars. So let's do another one live. See if we can put this into practice. See if we can take somebody down. Probably hogs, I bet. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of hogs. Hogs are very easy to deal with. It's giant Larrys which are difficult. I will show you how to deal with those. It does get very complicated. Probably take more than one video, certainly to use with this deck. It's a lot easier with certain other decks. For example, minion decks, giant Larrys are easy. Right, what have we got? Shaylin, Canada, So is a number 7, level 7. What are we going to do? So, I was going to fire my fireball, but he's coming in with his prince and his giant. So I'm going to use my range units behind the tower. Don't put them in front of the tower to distract the prince, because you will lose your units. You're a much lower level, so you want to save your elixir by keeping all of your units alive. Every last drop of elixir really, really counts. Giants are great for building up your troops behind. Now I've got my giant. I've lost no troops. I have lost a tower, but that's not too much of a big deal at this moment in time. I always lose a tower. Nicely that I've got a bomber in there, protecting my giant from the Larry army, like we said earlier. Now I've got a witch in. I feel a lot more confident. Minions are out. My witch can deal with the minions. Got his tower down. Right. Well, my bomber's going to take out this. I think it's going to be a 1-push win. I don't see any way that he's going to stop me unless he's got a rocket in there. What have we got? I think I'll send in my next meat shield. Hopefully we can get rid of these barbarians, can we? Bomber's got rid of the barbarians. My meat shield's just got in front, just in time. So this musketeer is completely protected. And we're going to win this. It's going to be very easy. 3 crowns for Doc Dollars, level 3. That was a little bit easy. Sorry about that, guys. I wish it was a bit more of a complicated one. I will be back. I will show you how to deal with giant Larrys. And hopefully you guys are having a bit of success with this deck, at least early on, pushing up to Arena 4 or Arena 5. I'm going to push into Arena 5 using it. But thank you guys for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos with your friends. Probably got a video out tomorrow. Let's discuss these sneak peeks that we're looking at the moment. I'll let you know my opinions. But until then, you guys take care.